I made this post on Facebook saying that I don't identify as a veteran because every year I get thanked for my service, even though I got kicked out of boot camp after 8 months. And people asked me why I got kicked out, so I decided to retell the story for them. I was supposed to be a nuclear engineer in the Navy, which, like, I was going to literally be a mechanic on a nuclear reactor, which that is fucking crazy in of itself. But anyways, during boot camp, I had a special physical because they were going to spend so much money on me, and it came out that I had microscopic blood in my urine, which I've had doctors tell me that since I was a kid, but no one's ever made a big deal about it. But the Navy was like, it could be a big deal. Like, we don't want to waste our fucking money on you. So they made me stay at boot camp at this place called THU after graduating. Temporary holding unit. And at this place, like, I barely ever saw the doctor. And I, in the first couple of weeks, got in trouble for underage drinking because I don't do good when I'm bored, and this place was very boring. And I got failure to obey a lawful order. I got half month's pay for 2 months and went from an E3 to an E2, and I got 45 days of restriction and extra duty. And I finished all the 45 days extra restriction and extra duty, and like, people loved me. I was like stripping the floors, waxing the floors at night. Like, I was your ideal sailor until someone got caught with a cell phone and ratted out everyone with a cell phone because you're technically still at boot camp and couldn't have a cell phone. Well, I fucking did, because the one thing that my recruiter promised me is that I could have a cell phone after boot camp. And after graduating boot camp, I was told I couldn't have a cell phone. I snuck that shit in. I was just good at hiding it and not getting caught, but I got ratted out. And then they threatened to charge us with failure to obey a lawful order again. And I said, fuck this shit. And I went UA with this one kid. It was actually his idea. He said he would finance this trip. So we actually left boot camp and we went down to the airport and we got tickets to Cancun, Mexico. We got a hotel because the flight was the next morning. Next morning we tried to get on the flight and I realized you need a passport to go to Mexico. And I thought like a military ID worked, but that's only with orders and I did not have that. So what did we do? We went to Oklahoma because I knew this other person from Oklahoma. And I obviously wanted to go sleep with him. So we went to Oklahoma and eventually that guy left. The guy financing the trip left. He went to Texas and I ran out of money. So I called the local recruiter in Oklahoma and I was like, listen, this is what I did. This is what happened. Can you please give me a ride to the Greyhound? Because I have enough money for a Greyhound, but not like a taxi to the Greyhound. And so yeah, he dropped me off at the Greyhound, and then I came back to RTC Great Lakes in flip-flops and shorts and my hair in pigtails, and they told me that I wasn't going to get kicked out, and I said, drug test me, I want to go home. And that's how I got kicked out of the Navy. And I actually still had to stay there for like 2 more fucking months. But I no longer was in the THU unit. I had to go to the separations unit. And I was originally they gave me paperwork for a separation. And then some chief got really pissed off when he found that out and was like, this bitch has been in the Navy longer than 6 months. She needs a discharge. And that's when they changed it to an other than honorable discharge.